Good afternoon, everyone, and seasonal greetings. It's not far away now, is it? But still time to squeeze a round of Gallagher Premiership Rugby in after those back-to-back fixtures in the Challenge and Champions Cups before Christmas for real. It's round 9. It's Gloucester hosting Northampton here at Kingsholm. Let's have a look at the two teams then. Early Christmas presents for George Skivington, Gloucester's director of rugby, with the return of two of their big hitters. Adam Hastings, the Scotland fly half, has had a torrid time with injuries over the last 18 months, but back in the red and white. His inclusion moved Santi Carreras to fullback, where he's flanked by Louis Rees-Zammit and Ollie Thorley. Ruan Ackerman is the other returnee. He pops on that familiar number 6 shirt alongside captain Lewis Ludlow and summer signing Zach Mercer. Ahead of them, the front five is unchanged. Sugar Santi Sassino scored 2 tries against Clermont last week. Minimal changes for Phil Dowson's men, and why would you when you're on the winning streak that they are on? Paul Hill comes in on the tight head with Alex Coles in behind them, back after 2 weeks out. The back row is unchanged. Courtney Laws, Tom Pearson and Sam Graham, with the ink still drying from signing a new contract. In the back line, familiar faces return. Fraser Dingwall and Rory Hutchison at 13 and 12 respectively. Tommy Freeman has played a lot of 13 of late, but he's back on the wing. His captain George Furbank is at fullback. Well, two teams packed with international stars. It's a lovely afternoon here in Gloucester. A little bit of sunshine. The shed is in fine voice, as you would expect. Plenty of Christmas cheer around these parts. And why not, when Northampton come to town quite often, the result is a victory for their team. 2 years since Northampton last won here at Kingsholm. But some excellent matchups today. When those team lists were announced, the eye immediately went to the back rows, didn't it? Courtney Laws is in sparkling form. He's been ripping up trees of late since he's announced his international retirement, just concentrating on club rugby. Tom Pearson alongside him, who's had an excellent start to his Saints career. And then Sam Graham, boosted by that new contract as well, up against the Gloucester captain, isn't he? Lewis Ludlow, with a new contract under his belt as well. He never seems to have a substandard performance. And Ruan Ackerman, back with his physicality, and Zach Mercer, a phenomenal footballer. In a decent run of form, Northampton, winning 7 of the last 8, including back-to-back wins in the Champions Cup. Toulon last week, which was packed with stars, the likes of Charles Olivot. And that was with a bonus point as well. That was off the back of a round 1 away victory in Glasgow. And chatting to Phil Dowson a little while ago, he said they celebrated that result together as a team away from home, got a little bit closer, the squad got to know each other a little bit more. Just bringing a tightness to this group. And it has to be said, the defence has changed hugely as well. New defence coach. Know they can score tries. These will be the men wanting to stop Northampton scoring those tries. Their performances haven't been particularly off, but the results column isn't about performance. Just those 2 wins that started the campaign, round 1 against Harlequins, and a week later it was 19-14 up at Newcastle, but 6 losses have preceded that. But 2 weeks in Europe, the old Europe, the Challenge Cup with wins. Adam Hastings back in that number 10 shirt, real boosts around Kingsholm. And they like playing Northampton here. Hamish Schwartz, the referee for this game this afternoon, this festive game. Everybody in fine spirits. Finn Smith A lot has been asked of this young fly half. So far, he's been up to the challenge. And indeed, it is a challenge for Northampton today. January 2001 since they last won here at Kingsholm. Everybody set. Festive fixture here at Kingsholm, and we are underway through Finn Smith, who drops it just onto that 22-metre line. And Gloucester will use the box kick. Stephen Varney, of course, the Italian international, wanting to try and challenge for that kick. Alex Mitchell. There's Furbank. A couple of weeks he's had this. Paul Hill back in that front row, and Mitchell again looks down this short side, finds Curtis Langdon, the former Sale hooker. Alex Coles with this early possession for Northampton. Langdon, little inside ball for Graham. It's good continuity for Northampton here. Not particularly going forward. Similarly, it's a good defensive scent for Gloucester as well. Zach Mercer with the latest tackle. Neither side committing many to that breakdown, and Mitchell getting that ball away in the end. Nothing's coming with ball in hand, and Mitchell decides to just pop one over the top into that corner. And it will be a Gloucester line out. Well, first tips up for Gloucester there with that defensive effort from them. Plenty of big runners that Northampton have. Cecino. Line out is one. Varney, it's high, but possibly not as far as he wanted it to be. Mitchell again through the traffic, and Courtney Laws gets one of those huge telescopic arms out to offload. Plus the players lying on the floor, referee's happy. Sam Graham again, and then Pearson straight through the middle and bumps off the first challenge. Northampton building here. Finn Smith. Little dart himself, and there's advantage to Northampton here as well. They're calling for it on the left, but it went on the right-hand side. Where's that space now? Dingwall was caught. Mitchell. Saw that dummy coming a mile away. Still advantage to Northampton here. Got to take some points here. But all the play in the opening 3.5 minutes. They're going for the quick tap penalty. A little switch play. It's good defence from Gloucester, but they've got to stay tidy here. Have they squeezed over? How many movements? Pretty sure it's Alex Mitchell has squeezed over. often about the initial impressions of the players, and they are walking back to the halfway line. Gloucester are huddled round. Or was he short? It's clearly touching the white line. In control. That's exceptional awareness from the England scrum half. Christmas Grinch has got himself involved in the communications. There's a wry smile on the referee's face. And the crowd beginning to get a little restless here. Victory the try is awarded by the referee, Alex Mitchell. Just the awareness, the geography, the sharpness of thought. And Finn Smith right in front of the sticks makes it 7-0 to the Saints. It's Lewis Ludlow with an arm that pushed that ball out of Mitchell's hands. And then he was really sharp, wasn't he? Realised that players weren't around and gets that first score, Alex Mitchell. His fourth of the season. Good clearance from the box kick as well for Alex Mitchell. It was a good start to this game. Sassino. Long again for Gloucester. Adam Hastings. His first touches. You see the communication of Adam Hastings though. 27 caps for Scotland. High again, this a tester for Tom Litchfield. Normally a centre, but plenty of injuries out wide for Northampton. No Slightholme, no Hendy, no Ram. Carreras in that 15 shirt today with Adam Hastings coming back. Northampton are winning every battle at the moment, big and small. Exceptional work from the tight five, who are working very, very hard indeed. Penalty will mean that Finn Smith can just fire that kick down into that 22 again. Isolated here, and Coles. Excellent work from Alex Coles. Can play 6, of course, as well. Driving more, but Dingwall at real pace, and the next runners arrive. It's Mitchell again who is keeping that defence in and around that ruck. So honest. Furbank now. Great strength from him. Twisting and spinning through Ludlow. And they're just short again here, Northampton. Mitchell, Coles, who set this all up. Turnover. And now a try as well. What a start from Northampton. Bang, bang, 2 tries, quick succession. Everything seeming very well oiled indeed. Excellent work from Coles. Control of that ball. What a start for Northampton. Just fades across the front of the post from Finn Smith. Operating at around 80% this season, Finn Smith. 59 points this season tally so far. 12-0 Northampton. Just remind you, last 4 games have been won by the home side between these two. Carreras. Fly half against Clermont last week. Player of the match as well with his 13 points. Here's Hastings trying to find some space, but he's just put a little bit too much brownie butter on that one, and it's gone straight out. I'll be very pleased to see Adam Hastings back. Take a while to get up to match fitness. Got the line out though, and here's Zach Mercer. So effective in the open field. Varney feeding again, but it's loose from Gloucester. And that at the moment is the difference, isn't it? The tightness of what Northampton are doing. Varney, it's high, it's allowed Ollie Thorley to get underneath it, and crowd have loved that one. They need someone there now though. And eventually support arrives. Hastings. Thorley. Carreras. Just to re-summit, chase that one, but Alex Mitchell is back there. That's better from Gloucester. Find themselves well and truly out of this game, and just a little moment, wasn't it? The box kick from Varney and Thorley combining. By Navanua. Big Fijian international in that second row with Alex Coles. Nice yin and yang. And this back three is so dangerous, isn't it, for Gloucester? Carreras and Rees-Zammit and Thorley. Get ball in their hands. Advantage coming to Gloucester. Rees-Zammit. Shot to nothing. Freddie Clark was there, but the referee's whistle goes, and we'll come back for the penalty. So those two opening scores for Northampton. Alex Mitchell and Alex Coles. Perfectly entitled to score if your name isn't Alex. It's just the way it's gone so far this afternoon. Another intriguing round of Gallagher Premiership Rugby. Mercer. Tried the training ground move. Zamet, the pass just wasn't popped up, wasn't lofted enough for him. So Pearson can come away for Northampton. Waller of the Ethan variety. And then Langdon gets one of those legs out. The old caterpillar legs, and Mitchell again finds Zamet, but it's quick ball for Hastings, and Mercer is growing into this game, rather shell-shocked. Gloucester, but growing as the minutes go on. Hastings again fizzing around. Carreras, this is better. Thorley. Mercer in at scrum half. It's not a great deal on a rugby field he can't do. So they were so keen to bring him back from France, back from Montpellier, and now 2 penalties in quick succession for Gloucester. And Hastings' influence in this game. Beginning to take shape. Kick that was a little too far. I just feel that's jolted into some serious action. Freddie Clark took the line out. Santi Cecchino. Two tries against Clermont last week. He was driving the bus, but Langdon has come round. Just too eager. Back into that corner, Gloucester. Feel their momentum is with them at the moment. The referee keen to get the players on with the game. Zach Mercer, interestingly, at that scrum half position, then Varney, the real scrum half, comes. It's gone to ground. So Northampton will have the put in. Some questions and some looks from the Gloucester 8. Chance there are going for the corner. It wasn't the easiest of kicks to go for the post to get 3 points, but they gambled. And now Northampton, this very effective scrum. Matt Ferguson looks after that department at the Gardens. %93% success rate at scrum time for Northampton. Interesting, isn't it? Northampton had those chances and took them. That was a chance for Gloucester. Haven't taken that opportunity yet. Waller, Langdon, Hill. Up against Errington, Cecchino, Fraser Balmain, the man from Newcastle. Big shove for Northampton. But a call came from the assistant referee. See this one again. Ethan Waller with the knee down, and it's a very obvious picture for the officials, isn't it? With the right call, Coles is challenging there, but Clark has got it. Langdon comes in. Cicino. Langdon again, a nuisance. Courtney Laws is in there, but Gloucester are held up again. Quick decision from the referee. Hastings is still remonstrating. Won't do him any good though. Hamish Schmales wants to get on with this game. The referee is right in there, his positioning was good. Chris Harris and Zach Mercer didn't get the communication right on that one. And Mercer has smashed the ground Hastings. Freddie Clark. Under a huge amount of players coming through the academy. Chris Harris. Clark has good hands from him. Coles is in there so quickly. Ellerington sealing off, not allowing that fair competition, and that's what rugby is all about. Some may question scrum time with the feeds, but Coles, the reason Ellington is going in there so quickly is because of the pressure that Northampton is putting on that breakdown. It's Coles again, he wasn't the intended recipient, but possession still with Northampton, and Pearson popping up in the midfield. Hutchinson. Mitchell sniping again, Northampton completely in the groove here. Pearson eyeing up try number 3. Players running onto the ball, trying to get over that gain line. Coles, good hands from him, and then tries to stretch away. Now there's space on that right-hand side, but Thorley was there and intercepts it, but then gives the penalty away. And saved the moment, Ollie Thorley, because there was huge space out there for Northampton. Made his senior debut at this club, 17 years of age, Ollie Thorley. Rather drifted away from the international setup. A fine winger, very physical, athletic player. And he was sharp then. Would have to be sharp again here. Pearson takes the line out. Good defence from Gloucester, but Courtney Laws is leading the charge. And Curtis Langdon chalks up try number 3 for the visitors. Just over the first quarter, and Northampton are in complete control here. Gloucester initially had done so well to repel that first drive, and then the connection, that connection between Courtney Laws and his pals, it paved the way for Curtis Langdon here. Try scorer against Newcastle next to now, but Northampton as well. Finn Smith this time from the other side. Same result as the last conversion there, to miss from Smith, but Northampton 3 tries now. And we've barely played 25 minutes. Just going all the way of Northampton, isn't it? And there's the try scorer. He's not the biggest man, but he's a big old heart as Curtis Langdon. Mitchell sniping around, and there's some skill. Courtney Laws pulls it out the back for Finn Smith. Unity that Phil Dowson was talking to me about before the game. You know, celebrated and celebrated hard up at Glasgow. Rare opportunity to have a night together, and it's amazing what it does for confidence and camaraderie amongst the team. Certainly all on the same page here in this Christmas fixture. Ludlow, maximum pressure on Alex Mitchell, and Mitchell wasn't happy about it as Hastings fires one down onto the other corner, and Furbank can only just watch it go out. Or has he? He has. He touched it as well. What a kick from Alden Hastings. Bounce. And a touch as well, was it? Either way, 50-22, or a touch from George Furbank. Another line out for Gloucester, and Thorley tries to find a way through the heavy traffic. Varney. Ball is just slower for Gloucester, but illegally so. There's Merson out. Wants to hurdle that ruck. Gloucester need to get something here. Need to get something from this visit as we tick towards the half-hour mark. Come back for that penalty. Rolling away, is it? It's difficult in that situation with big men on top of you. Giving a couple of those away now, Curtis Langdon. It is like an extra flanker out there for Northampton.
Official warning now, number of penalties, okay?
And there's the official warning from the referee as well.
Number of penalties, just make sure we stay on the line, please. In a sec, let's go.
Gloucester go for the line out. Mercer at the front. It's going to be a cute one to the number 8. That's more traditional. Alemano and Mercer. Gloucester on the charge here. And they get their rewards through Freddie Clark. That's made the shape so much happier. Great line-out move, and they showed that composure. Big runners in the end, Northampton, with that warning, possibly slightly hesitant. Just piling forward, they were lining up to score. Boy, did the Cherry and Whites need that one. First kick of the season for Adam Hastings. He was 18 months out, described as fairly hellish. Leg, shoulder injuries. Right out wide. Oh, it's a fine strike from the returning Adam Hastings. 17-7. Just made that half-time team talk that a bit easier, but still plenty of minutes in this first half, 10 or so. Furbank so comfortable under that high ball, and his number 8 was there. Help him out, do the heavy work. Cole's chasing him. Litchfield as well. Farney, this is contestable. If only it had stayed in the field of play. You can see the disappointment, just as with any top-class game of rugby, that momentum is going to sway one way or the other. Coaches often talk about, don't they, trying to wrestle that momentum back, and George Skivington there, the director of rugby here at King's Holm, has seen his side wrestle that momentum back, but that box kick to go out of Northampton with possession again, and Langdon and Graham is carrying really well. Former Doncaster captain in the Championship, Smith. Referee slightly in the way, but doesn't affect Waller. His latest charge, he was good at the breakdown last week. Here comes Ludlow. Boot to ball. Furbank will get there first and then puts it on the outside of the boot just to add an extra couple of centimetres to the kick. You can see Northampton trying things. Know all about their try-scoring ability. 26 so far in this Premiership season. Looking for another one there, but Ludlow was lingering. Knew he wouldn't go the distance, so Sitterlui re-summit. Off we go, chase that one. It's resulted in a line out. Hastings waits for that ball. Slightly flat at best, at very best. Hastings, Clark, the try scorer. Now it's a turnover for Northampton and Coles. Well, we wanted Christmas entertainment. We've certainly got it. 4 tries already. Turnovers and penalties. Currently heading pool 3 with those 8 points. That win over Tbilisi was a long old trip over to play Black Lion. And then that victory over Clermont, some victory as well, 28-7. Clermont certainly not the side that we've known, the top 14 side. Smith. It's lovely for Northampton down that back line. Freeman and Furbeck trying to connect. It's been called forward. See, once the immediate reaction was just a smile on the face. They will continue to keep trying things. There's George Furbeck, the captain. Always likes to get involved in the running part of the game as the rest of his defensive duties. Of course, could play fly half as well. He did that against Harlequins earlier in the piece. Player of the match. Excellent against Saracens as well. Last time that Northampton played in the Premiership, 18-12 at the Stone X. Excellent win for them. Lost last night as well to Sale, didn't they, Saracens? What a time up at scrum time. Ethan Waller will know that. He's been around the Premiership a long time. Part of the furniture, the Waller family at Franklin's Gardens. Brother of Alex, of course, and the RPA chairman. Important duties that he performs there. You can see Gloucester just trying to slow this game down to their pace. Play at Northampton's breakneck speed. Hastings, Mercer. Plenty of invention, isn't there? Harris, the British and Irish line. Hastings, little flick inside. That's very nice. To Llewellyn, the Welsh centre. Ackman had a couple of bites of the cherry. Then it was turned over. Plenty of pace to this game. There's a wraparound from Hastings and a little flick out of the back to Llewellyn. Son of Gareth, of course, a Welsh legend. That line out has not gone well at all. Over the top, and Pearson will gobble those up all day long, and now there might be some space here. It's a long wide pass to Furbeck, but that's 2 opportunities, isn't it? 2 5-metre lineouts that Gloucester have had from penalties and not come away with the points. Northampton again getting this game underway through Alex Mitchell, wanting to keep the pace lively. Varney, a low scudding kick. It's effective as well. Not the prettiest thing you'll see today, but they all count. Smith, so crisp, isn't it? Litchfield back inside to Freeman. He's been superb of late. Many talking about him potentially. 13 for England in the Six Nations. Paul Hill, very different style. Hutchinson has passed into that midfield, then Langdon says, pop it up, I'll go, and I'll go straight through. Curtis Langdon. What a score from the hooker. And it's the bonus point as well. Langdon's second try. He's been so busy in this first half. He's given a couple of penalties away, but he was screaming for that ball from Sam Graham. It just opened up in front of him, and then he showed really great pace, didn't he? Carreras fell off the tackle, and Langdon dives in. His second, Northampton's fourth. Finn Smith adds the two. Heads up rugby from Curtis Langdon, saw the space. But you can feel the confidence of this Northampton side. Yes, there's plenty of scripted stuff out there, but players are trying things and confident enough to do so. And there's this one going, Paul Hill can't bend down enough. It's knocked on, so Gloucester last chance in this first half. Waller's trying to hold it up, Langdon turns that ball over. We do have time for another scrum, says the referee. The Gloucester scrum as well. Nice big blindside. Ollie Thorley is just lingering out there. Reece Zammit on this side. Santi Carreras, who's incredibly dangerous, isn't he? Just inside Reece Zammit. Need to get part one right though here at Gloucester. Maybe a big old moment in this game, this scrum, this next passage of play. 7:24. Looks like a mountain at half time, doesn't it? Make that 12 or 14. Who becomes more of a hummock. Fraser Balmain. It's good straight stuff from Gloucester. They have the penalty here. Harris, Thorley, glancing, high one. They're playing advantage, that's double advantage to Northampton here. Nothing dangerous in it, it was more a rugby incident than anything else. And we want to have a look here as well. Initially, I thought we were looking at George Furbank. It's more of a glance, but I think it's Rory Hutchinson that is the concern here. Top of your picture, Hutchison. That swinging right arm, again, it's not malicious. Now, is there mitigation here that there's another tackler involved? The player is dipping with that other challenge. And it's an immediate change of angle, isn't it, from the attacking player? Neatly parcelled up by the referee. Roy Hutchinson, yellow carded. Northampton down to 14 men for the rest of this half, and period into the second half as well. And Gloucester, just the solitary try so far through Freddie Clark on that wide left-hand side. Ludlow would like to get his side over again here. Courtney Laws, big challenge on Alamano. Two international second rows, back rowers going at it. It's been collapsed. Was it legal? There's no arm from the referee. So Hastings wider. Carreras sets off. Santi Carreras for Thorley. Northampton man down in the backs, of course. Poor pass from Varney. By his high standards. Mercer. Hastings again. Oh, it's on here. Llewellyn. Huge pass. Harris cuts back inside. Chris Harris. What a pass from Max Llewellyn. Off the left hand. And then the British and Irish line is Scotland international. Had plenty to do still. He slipped inside. Big, physical, powerful centre that he is. Gets over, and that's a much better scoreline, isn't it, for half-time, as far as Gloucester are concerned. Conversation you heard was Lewis Ludlow talking to the referee about scrums and a bit of trickery he feels that Northampton are trying to get away with, but Adam Hastings here. Chance to make it a 10-point game. It's curling in. Apart from the opening minute, he has had a fine half of rugby. Back in Gloucester colours, Adam Hastings. What a first half of rugby for everyone here at Kingsholm. A shed to enjoy. It was mainly Northampton in control. But Gloucester won't be shaken off here at home. Half-time at Kingsholm, it's Gloucester 14, Northampton Saints 24. And a bonus point already in the bag for Northampton Lewis Ludlow brings his Gloucester side out for the second half. 10 points down with a man advantage. And for large parts of that first half, that young man leaning on the hoardings there. That feeling that's throughout this crowd, but Gloucester, a huge amount of pride here at Kingsholm. Not lost to Northampton a couple of years. Last 4 games have been won by the home side between these two. One change that I make it with Northampton. Elliot Miller-Mills wearing 18. Adam Hastings drills that one long for Alex Mitchell to get that kick quickly away. Breathless first half, and just joining us, Rory Hutchison, yellow carded for a high tackle. So I reckon about 6 or 7 minutes left on that yellow card. As the Nines just trading kicks. Ollie Thorley's coming now, trying to put some pressure onto Mitchell. And all the forwards staying in the middle of the park. And in the end, we do go to touch, and Furbank finds his touch. Different start to the second half to that opening 40 minutes. Bonus point try for Northampton. That 10-point cushion. George McGuigan on, hooker for Gloucester as well. For Newcastle man, not shy of the try line either, in a rather sort of Curtis Langdon way. There's Chris Harris now. That try right at the death of that first half, just to keep Gloucester in the hunt here. Another try scorer, Freddie Clark. Hastings, so much time on the ball. Carreras. Reece Samet. Tackled by Finn Smith and Courtney Laws. Greg, a good charge from the 2 new men. Miller-Mills, part of the tackling. Chris Harris socks down. Varney had a little look, didn't he, down the blind side, and then decided to come open, but different approach of these teams. Courtney Laws is penalised. Advantage here for Thorley. Trying to get a pass around the back. It's gone to ground and will come back for the penalty. Even Courtney Laws can make mistakes. Just too eager that time, but what a servant to the English game Courtney Laws has been. Popular man going as well. Outstanding the last few weeks in those games against Glasgow and Toulon, and before that against Saracens and Harlequins. $105 caps for Courtney Laws, British and Irish line, of course, as well. 3 World Cups. He's got some defensive work to do here and decisions to be made as well. He'll be part of that leadership team. Do you go up and try and contest here, or try and stop the drive? Sam Matavesi on for Curtis Langdon as well. Northampton front row. Heifer as well, so a whole new front row for Northampton. Cole's wrestling. doing everything he can to try and stop the latest run. Alemano pulls one back. Harris, Ludlow, Thorley back against the grain, and then the leg drive from Ollie Thorley. Sporting miracle if he could get that one down, because Furbank was there, Miller-Mills was there, Atavasi was there. Tommy Freeman is the player down, receiving some attention. Good outing a couple of weekends ago up in Glasgow, a couple of tries for him that night. Has been impressing his head in that first half at 13. Mercer, full of running as ever. Hastings knew what he was doing there, threading that one through, plenty of power on it, bouncing on the artificial surface here at Kingsholm. I just have a feeling that George Skivington would have said at half-time, let's play in the right areas. Now Northampton can score. Is this one line out going? Pearson was coming for it. Gloucester have it. Opportunity early in this second half then. Chris Harris trying to get that ball away, and he does in the end, just to keep the move going. Harris again. Oh, there's space. Reece Summit. Mercer arrives. Ackerman is there. McGuigan is there. Centimetres short, Gloucester. They're over now, but Courtney Laws tries to prevent the try, but he can't. And that's the Argentinian, Matias Alemano, who gets what could be a crucial score for Gloucester. Did so well in the end. Thought it had just been held up. Reece Summit went for it, didn't he? Furbank, that's an excellent tackle from the Northampton captain. So the McGuigan has a little go here. Alemano, there he is in the black scrum cap, picks that ball up. Was a clear grounding, being told by the referee. Northampton back up to 15 as well. Five-point difference. 19-24, conversion missed by Adam Hastings. Talk about momentum, weren't we, in that first half, and Northampton were keen to wrestle it back here. It's Finn Smith feeds Tom Litchfield. Furback in a fly half is more than happy there. Courtney Law's not quite so happy out on the wing. Does an efficient enough job, does the Centurion. Mitchell gets that ball away so quickly, doesn't he? Sort of attracted him initially to Eddie Jones and then Steve Borthwick. Playing out in France at the World Cup, Alex Mitchell. It's just going to be tight, isn't it? Just get the feeling this is going to come right down to the wire as Courtney Laws just jogs in. Adamano. Courtney Laws was right there, wasn't he? And has been a feature of that defensive line to challenge in the air today from Northampton. Not straight from George McGuigan. On this losing streak of 6 games in the Gallagher Premiership, Gloucester. Performance is not far away. You have to watch Alex Mitchell here. He was just tangled up with the scrum, couldn't quite get away as he wished. So Sam Graham plays scrum half. Now Mitchell is back in that position. Miller Mills. Decent pedigree, Miller Mills. Sister plays at Exeter. Red Rose as well, Harriet. His sister Bridget, who played for Scotland as well, as Furback tries to deal with this one. That footballing ability. Oh, apologies, Tommy Freeman. Initially did so well because that could have bounced anywhere. Just put it on the boot sensibly. It was bundled out of touch, and it's a good return for Gloucester, isn't it? Have a line out just inside Northampton's half. Line out committee going on for Gloucester. Better line out for Gloucester. Oh, that's really neat. Reece Zammit, men outside, back inside. Oh, it's lovely. Varney just dragged down short. Gloucester pouring forward. Screaming for the ball on the left-hand side is Chris Harris. Hastings has it now. Gloucester. Bonus point. Carreras. Who else? And we're all square. Lovely wraparound play. Reece Zammit with all that pace. Into play with Ludlow. Initially the forwards a little bit greedy, but Chris Harris knew, didn't he? Carreras, that broken field, that huge gap there for him, just stepped off the left and in. For try number 4. Conversion is good as well. (26-24). big cheers. He goes out on the far side from Finn Smith. Not many better places to play a game of rugby. Finn Smith getting the, let's use the word admiration of the crowd there. A few tongues in cheeks. Big task now, isn't it, for Northampton? It's 19 unanswered points by Gloucester. Fine margins. 55th minute here at Kingsholm. Slightly pink sky. Full lights on here. Packed sellout crowd at Kingsholm enjoying a superb game of Premiership Rugby as Furback can't quite get to the ball. Munger is on now. That's second row for Northampton. Far more crisp from Gloucester in this second half. Mercer popping up at first receiver. Ackerman. Good to have his physicality back, and it's Carreras. Happy in that fly-half berth as well, as is Zach Mercer. And that's why, just to get Adam Hastings that little bit wider. Hastings and Carreras again, just into play. And Reece Zammit trying to go on the outside, Litchfield. Wow. He was holding on for all his might, because Reece Zammit fancied that. He's played a bit of rugby on the wing. There's Tom Litchfield, the England under-20s player, but asked to do a job today on that wing with Reece Zammit. Decision from the referee is that knock on from Tom Litchfield's supporting player, just knocked that ball on. Battle between those two. Some changes then. Seb Atkinson on. Max Llewellyn going off, and Jamal Ford-Robinson going on. Harry Ellington, his afternoon is done. He's finished for Christmas. There's Seb Atkinson, just 21 years of age. Part of a raft of young players. It's very much the Skivington way, isn't it? Young local players up through the academy with a sprinkling of stardust. Speaking of such as Zach Mercer, just locking that scrum in the middle. Mitchell told to stay away. Reece Zammit charges in. Normally more rapier than bludgeon, but asked to do that roll there. And Munger is trying to hold this ball up here. And Gloucester have taken it in. And Northampton will have the scrum. And feels like it's been all Gloucester in this second half. 12 points in this second 40, and Atkinson running into likes of Munger and Pearson as well, and Coles. Tom Pearson be part of the England conversation come the Six Nations. A few injuries, of course, in that department. Retirees as well, and Gloucester get the penalty. And it's the default puzzled look from the Northampton front row. Buying too short, but Ford Robinson delighted with that one. Decision to be made here as the decision is possibly made for Adam Hastings. Going for a shot at goal. Had their rub of the green in that area, haven't they, Gloucester today? No problem at all. Out of Adam Hastings' quality. Simple as they come. Going into the last quarter of this game. Twenty-nine, 24. Northampton breaking away here. Augustus play from it, and its first touch. Gloucester have the option. Furbank has just got himself away. That offload. This man brings plenty of athletic ability, doesn't it? Came off the shin of Litchfield. Just about too much. Some running repairs. I think it's Freddie Clark who's on the field MOT. Augustus. Known as a Truckee, a Western Province man. Big, tough, uncompromising second row. Ludlam. Davison missing as well, alongside those wider players that we've spoken about. There's a rare mistake from Courtney Laws. Many youngsters looking. Watch Courtney's Laws' eyes as he's just about to receive that pass. The eyes go off the ball, and the result is a knock-on. Ackerman, great to see him back in the Gloucester shirt. He's given it his all, he always does. Jack Clement, the man to come on. He's been playing plenty of rugby at 8 and playing very well as well. Zach Mercer out of the equation. So more recently, a young man, just 22 years of age. Fine player to bring off the bench as Hastings says to Northampton again. Want to play down in your half, thank you very much. The pass has got away very nicely. No advantage. Coming up in the front row. I made a big difference, haven't they? New players in that Gloucester front row. Jamal Ford Robinson, George McGuigan, who's always been known as an excellent scrummager. Here's George McGuigan. Joined one of his best pals, Chris Harris. His best man, in fact, at his wedding. Joined him down here in the West Country. Kiro Kotasev, the other new prop for Gloucester. "17 or so minutes left in this game. 5 points the difference. Where Gloucester have had the advantage at scrum time, it's been Northampton who've had the rub of the green at line out time, and that's where this attack has come from. Litchfield flicks it inside, back outside. Oh, Northampton doing Northampton things. Tom Litchfield makes it all square again. And Kingsholm goes very, very quiet. Mitchell, the inside playing. Mitchell did well, didn't he? Little bump as well. Mitchell knew he didn't have the pace. Carreras has to make the decision. Hastings can't get there. $29 apiece. Clutch kick for Finn Smith. Just to retake the lead. What a strike that is from Finn Smith. What a strike. Northampton 31, Gloucester 29. Carreras goes high, but not very far, and again that momentum seems to be swinging back the way of Northampton. Smith to Freeman. Atkinson is there trying to turn that ball away. The referee arrives and says, yeah, he was holding on. I'm sure that was planned from Finn Smith. It initially worked out very well with Tommy Freeman. I haven't seen as much as we have in the last few weeks in Premiership and the Champions Cup. And Tommy Freeman slightly further away from the action on the wing. Long line out. Thorley, Rees Zammit Eventually bundled out to touch, and that is superb defensive work for Northampton. Not many faster than Reece Samet in world rugby. That's Thorley who made the run from the opposite wing to give that chance to Reece Samet. Shed doing what they can to encourage, to infuse their players who've done brilliantly to come back into this game. And Mitchell sends it downfield for Carreras, who's got a lot of space for him. Reece Samet. Clement involved, good hands from him. Hastings and Carreras almost away. Tackle in the end from Litchfield. He's had an excellent second half, the young winger. Hastings again for Harris and Reece Samet now, these wingers popping up on the opposite sides. Two young back rowers, Clement and Pearson. Alemano. Trying to interlink those two playmakers, aren't they? Carreras and Hastings off the big runners to try and find that space for their quick man. Alemano again with it, drop-off pass, and Harris goes in. Fouls on the far side, I think that was fairly high. It's Courtney Laws who's won the penalty. Holding on. Big Courtney Laws. Northampton through and through. May have dropped one on earlier. Great turnover work. He's done it year after year, game after game, isn't he? Courtney Laws. One of those involved in the Challenge Cup win all those years ago, 2009. And Northampton lifted the pot. 2011, as it was then, Heineken Cup final, of course, and raced out to that lead against Leinster. Only to lose it. In danger of doing that early on in this game. Hutchinson just about regathers. Litchfield now. And Mercer has ripped that ball away for Thorley. And then he spins inside. Ford Robinson straight down on the ball. Varney down to Furbank. Management now is going to be so important, isn't it? Carreras outside his 22 and decides to go downtown. Deep into that 22, Alex Mitchell. Puts that ball out, but not far enough for a quick one to not be an option, but in the end Gloucester say no, we'll just take the line out and build from here. There's plenty of time in this game. 8 or so minutes. As it stands, Northampton with 5 match points. This came into this round in 5th on 25 points. Same as Saracens. 2 off Sale at the top coming into this round. That's before Sale's win last night, of course. Bristol victorious up at Kingston Park. Hastings again just prodding and probing. What's gone on there? Litchfield looked very guilty indeed, didn't he? Done so well to score the try earlier on. Won't particularly enjoy watching the replay of that. Just got himself in a muddle. His foot was on the line, so Gloucester line out. Ollie Thorley down here receiving some treatment, and Ludlow as well. Ollie Thorley's back up and running. Typically muscular game, isn't he, Ollie Thorley? So desperate for this win. Gloucester 150th year, of course. 9th when this round started. Reece Zammit can't take the pass. And Matty Vasey can bring it to the left-hand side just to make this kick to touch easy, you'd think, although with Northampton. Licence to play, licence to thrill. And all the while the clock ticks away, and Gloucester will have another line out, but that much further out. Charlie Savia. It's on loan from Edinburgh's Fraser. Dingwall goes off. And again Northampton at line out time. Just the reaction of Courtney Laws, man who's been there, seen it, done it. Got the mug, the tea towel, the t-shirt, the lot. Look what it still means. Knows how precious wins are here at Kingsholm. Look at the fist bump from Courtney Laws. Could be a big, big moment. Smith and Litchfield, and then Furbank. Created that space to get that kick away. It's rolling, it's rolling, it's rolling, it's rolling all the way. Just put too much on it, Furbank. And because it's rolled over that dead ball line, the scrum will be all the way back with where Furbank kicked it. And it'll be a Gloucester scrum. Did have the option of the 22 drop out. Right idea from Furbank, wasn't it? That's very good work from Santi Carreras as well. Didn't rush his decision. View the park here and just roll on, and it's going to be one of those mistakes, isn't it? George Skivington looks on. Dominic Warlock on his left. This young coaching group. Turns out to be a loss again. Be a frustrating one, because the performance has been up there again for most parts. Hastings, still time though, and possession importantly with Carreras. And then Finn Smith is trying to disrupt as well, and Reece Zammit. And Northampton are told to get their hands away as Varney comes in, but that's the halfway now for Gloucester. Thorley, and who's there? It's Courtney Laws. Alemano has done well with those fullback passes, the second row. Gloucester again. Atkinson and Harris. And Reece Zammit with a chip. Reece Zammit! Just as well, the hoardings are nicely soft and padded. He scored plenty of those, doesn't he? So quick across the ground. Reece Zammit. Just pausing. Time is off, says the referee. Couple of minutes left in this intriguing contest. Don't like losing to each other at home, these two. Last four, won by the home sides. Sam Matavesi is going to find it difficult to scrummage, run around, line outs, all the rest of it without any boots on. So we will have this slight pause. The boot has been damaged. Can't continue in those. Let's hope he brought a spare pair. Otherwise, oh yep, there we are. There is the spare pair for Sam Matavesi. The risk of this game going the way of Gloucester time for our player of the match, and when Northampton have been on, it's the pace of the game that they've controlled so well, and the man right at the forefront of that, a try scorer as well, Alex Mitchell, the player of the match here at Kingsholm. Carreras. Harris. Another tackle from Courtney Laws, and Litchfield as well. Courtney Laws is certainly in that conversation for player of the match. Adam Hastings would be as well. Ludlow. White wall in front of Gloucester. Kingsholm. Fingers in mouths, nails being bitten as Chris Harris tries to find a way through. Doesn't find one through Huffer, and then Hastings. Ludlow. Alemano into Munga. Look how Gloucester have just been pushed back by this defensive work from Northampton. brilliant work that Lee Radford has been doing. Former rugby league man, of course. Just all the guys just buying into what he's doing. Talk to one of the Northampton management. So there's something about a North of England voice and defence. It seems to hit home with players. But that defensive set was hugely impressive again. In the end, the penalty was given away and Hastings finds his touch. That ball goes right over the shed. A 2-point game. Is that a conversation about a drop goal? Is it a conversation about trying to find a penalty? Another penalty to Gloucester here. Courtney Laws gives the penalty away. Strange enough, doesn't agree with the decision. Entering last chance saloon now. On the 5-metre line. They're going for a shot at goal for the win. Penalty given away by that man, Courtney Laws. Changed his bind, said the referee. Hastings on his return to this Gloucester team to win it. Oh, it's not going to get there. It's not going to get anywhere near there. And there's the win for Northampton. What a game of rugby. And it's something they haven't done since January 2001. That was behind closed doors. Today, it has been a packed house here at Kingsholm to witness a rarity, really. Northampton winning at Kingsholm. Brilliant display from Courtney Laws and his men. The final score at Kingsholm: Gloucester 29, Northampton 31. Gloucester will take away 2 points. Of course, the losing bonus point, having scored 4 tries as well. A breathless game of rugby.